everybody. Kevin from Ocean Janitors putting in the work. Hope everything's going good for you guys. I've got hopefully a great, awesome video for you guys. I hope you enjoy it today. We've been doing a lot of work, man. We went out and we probably did like 5 days of just working on and doing experiments on Crown of Thorns. I didn't know if I was going to be the Crown of Thorns guy, but there's a lot of interest in this, and so we're going to try to get the information out. So here we go. We're calling this video the Trail of Devastation, and that is the trails that the Crown of Thorns leave devastating the coral. And so we're going to show you guys examples of that where the white coral heads are, and they're all placed out in certain positions where the Crown of Thorns follow them, kills the coral, and then we find them. And so it's actually made it a lot easier for us to be able to find them because we follow those what I used to think was just from bleaching from the temperature of the water, which is not true. I mean, that does happen, but this is from Crown of Thorns completely devastating and destroying our coral reefs. And so that's what we're doing to try to protect them. And when we follow those trails, we wind up finding the Crown of Thorns, and then we take care of them. So we want to show you that trail. We want to show you what we do. And then also we did an experiment. So the experiment was, I found a Crown of Thorns. I took a string, put a hole in the middle of it. We did our X thing, and then we ran a string through it and tied it to the coral reef. And so the plan was to come back and see what was there and what happened with that. Well, when we get back, and you'll see in the video, the string was there, the Crown of Thorns was gone. So you can leave a message in the comment of what you think happened to it. What's your theory that happens to it? I know what our theory is, but you can tell us. It's like, well, hey, if it's gone, it's gone. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. Anyways, I appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully you guys really like this video. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out our website, oceanjanitors.com. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. We worked really hard to get this up for you guys. It consolidates everything into one place. And so we greatly appreciate you guys checking it out and sharing it. If you guys would like to, you can donate to our PayPal or Venmo. Link is in the description. We greatly appreciate it. We're self-funded. We are a nonprofit, and so anything you can do to help us out will help, and we'll put it to good work. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into this video. Aloha, God bless.
All right, let's get into it. Beautiful day out on the water. Sun shining bright. We're ready to go get to work. Yes, sir. So this is a rock mover. Got to put this baby in here. It's so cool. These are so awesome. This is a baby or juvenile rock mover, and they actually get pretty good size. They get big, but this is a juvenile. And they're always so cool to watch swimming around. And Regina doesn't mess around, finding her first piece of rubbish, a golf ball. Fort! Wonder who lost that. Nah, it wasn't for golfing. They use it for sinkers. Here's Gary. What is he doing? He's looking at something. He's very intense watching something. What is going on here? Oh my gosh. What is he looking at? Oh, it's an eel. Watch out, Gary. Don't get bit by that eel, man. That thing will rip your face off. Nah, he's far enough away from it. It's all good. We love seeing eels. And here's something that Regina's probably going to kill me for putting in here, but this is what happens when you go through a lava tube and you get freaked out and you don't want to keep going. So here's what happens right here. Watch this. Back up, back up, back up. I'm not going through there. Are you crazy? Oh, we're just having a little fun. Here we go. We're going out here. So what I want to point out is see if you can notice all of the white coral, the very, very white coral. And when you see those, That's from the Crown of Thorns. That's caused by the Crown of Thorns, and we call them cots, C-O-T, cots, and that's the damage that they do. And as I talked about earlier, I always thought that that was caused by warming of the waters, and although that can happen, although it can do that, that's not what's happening here. The Crown of Thorns are doing this. So we called this the Trail of Devastation, right? And so the Trail of Devastation is all of those dead corals all in a line, and then we follow them to where we find where the cots are, or the Crown of Thorns. And so 9 times out of 10 we can find them. Sometimes they're stuck up underneath rocks and they've hidden and they've already caused their damage and they get out of there. But this day we found quite a few of them. You can see how far that trail goes. And sure enough, as we get to the end of the trail, we're going to see a Crown of Thorns. But it's a long trail. There it is. And that's a pretty big one as well. So look at that, man. That's the cause of those coral dying, or bleached coral. And we've talked about this in previous videos where they shoot a substance in there and then they liquefy the coral and then suck it up, and that's how they eat. And we're just going to put that X in there to take care of them. You're going to see fish come around to get the stuff that comes out. Those little rainbow fish, they love that. They love coming around and eating that stuff, and you'll see that a lot in this video. But we got that off that coral, saved that coral, hopefully saved that coral. But we definitely saved any other coral that might get taken out by that Crown of Thorns. So we chopped that one up one day, or didn't completely demolish it, right? Because we don't do that, but we put the X in there, and then we left and came back, and then that one was actually gone. We couldn't find it. There's some blue line snappers. Those are very invasive as well, and we're starting to see way more and more and more of those. But we came back to find that Crown of Thorns the next day, the one that we put the X in, and then we didn't find it anywhere. It was gone. But then we found this one. So we put the X in this one, and then when we came back a couple days later, this one was gone as well. So we weren't 100% sure if we were really taking care of them, so that's why we did our experiment towards the end of this video. So stay tuned, don't bounce out now, wait until the end and we'll show you our experiment. And I believe it was pretty successful, but you can see all those fish going around that cot and getting all the insides out of it. And then later on in the evening, the shrimp will come and finish them off. I'd love to have video of that. But here's another one, big guy. Here's a big guy. Cut them up real good. Again, don't dismember them. And you see that Crown of Thorns is on top of that coral, killing that coral. And coral is the lifeline of the ocean. So we want to protect the coral. That was a big one, man. And this is the one that we just cut. It actually kind of went down and wedged itself into this hole, and it's actually cut, and we went back a couple days later and it was gone, nowhere to be seen. So at this moment, at this time, we were in hopes that we took care of it. And you can see all the dead coral, all of the white coral that's everywhere. man, it's just devastating. That's why we do what we do. The choice is Crown of Thorns or coral. I choose the coral. They're actually pretty easy to find now that we go and are able to find them from seeing this trail of devastation. We can follow that trail and we can literally 9 times out of 10 find a crown of thorns. That's a good coral. The white ones are bad. And there it is. Big boy right there, big boy. And this is just a different angle of the one we cut earlier. And as you notice, some people say, well, what's the X all about? It's just an easy way to explain it. The main thing is to break the top layer of skin and do not dismember the crown of thorns. So if you want to put an X, you want to put a Z like Zorro, whatever you want to do. You want to put your initials in there, just don't dismember it. So we got more white coral. Trail of Devastation, man. And this one is, you can see that half of it is good and half of it is bad. What they'll do is if the coral head's too big, they'll get on one part of it and do their damage, and then they'll go on and leave the other part. So that's just to give you guys an example of that. Some nice, good sized coral heads that are damaged that will never come back. But we do what we can do. This reef is probably about 15 to 20 feet right here. So it's not real deep. Again, you can see all the white coral, all dead coral. Getting that crown off that coral head. Saving coral one head at a time. We go and try to throw it away from where there are coral heads. So that's what we're doing. The drop of death. Here's some hooks that someone dropped. Some fisherman lost his hooks. A whole bag of hooks. Those are yours. Just DM us and we'll get them back to you. Yeah, probably not. And here's another one. We followed that trail up to find a crown. Got him off the wall. And there he goes. And you can see as we go down that wall, you can see all the white coral. You can see the heads that he has destroyed. He, she, it, whatever you want to call it. Crown of Thorns has destroyed it. So, got to get them out. I'm hoping that this video will help answer some of the questions that many have had on some of our other videos that we've had in regards to Crown of Thorns. Here's another one that crawled up the wall. Got to get it out. There it goes. Ah! Hope you like my sound effects. It doesn't really sound like that underwater, so. So Crown of Thorns are very invasive. As you can see from this video, they kill a lot of coral. That's why we got to get them out. And here we go, swimming to the next section. Remember, this is like 5 days of diving, so awesome topography. Had to throw this in here. It's unbelievable that this is underwater, but it is, and it's absolutely amazing. Here's another crown, show you how they just suck onto that coral head and we get them off, and that one looks like it can be saved. It hasn't been on there for a very long time, so hopefully that coral head will be okay and it will thrive and come back, and we'll show you it. Look at that, still got color in it, and if you look down you can see white ones down below that. That's where they've taken it out. If we left that on any longer, it would have wound up turning white. And then we found some fishing line that was all over the coral, which is also devastating to the coral as well because it chokes it out. And you guys have seen that in our previous videos. If you haven't, go watch them and you'll see how they will literally choke out the coral heads. That's why we got to get it out. Got to get that fishing line off there. It can be very tedious because we don't want to break the coral heads, right? So we use surgical knives or surgical scissors to get them out. And here, this is always fun to have in there, a helmet shell. Helmet shells are so cool, and I put this in there because my wife loves them, and so it gets me brownie points. And here was my birthday present from the ocean. Yes, thank you so much, Ocean. I got me a brand new, well, I don't know how new it is, but anyways, it's new to me, a coffee cup. Yes, you never know when you might need that. Thank you, Ocean. It's just what I needed. Made my day. And this is 70 plus feet. We found a very large Crown of Thorns. Went ahead and put that X in there. You can see he's got plenty to munch on down there, but we're not going to let him do that. We're not going to let him kill all that coral. Got to get it out. And what we do is just pry it off and then take them over to the sand area away from the coral. And as long as they got that X in there, then they can be gotten out. Here's an octopus. Yes, sir. Run, baby, run. He's running for his life. We're not there to get you, guy. A lot of people hunt them and a lot of people eat them, and we're not there to get you. We like octopus. We like watching them and checking them out. And you can see he just inked me right there. He thought I was going to grab him, and I wasn't. But very cool. We love octopus. So had to throw that in there. And back to it, another crown of thorns. Crawled up that wall. Lots of dead coral around it. That cot has been busy. So we'll take care of that. And here's a roy. This is a very, very large roy. So these are really deep. We'd love to be able to get these guys out, but they're too deep to free dive. But they're devastating as well because they will eat the little fish. Look at this guy. These aren't invasive. We love these guys. Baby shark. Do. Yes, sir. Look at that little guy. So cool to see those guys. White tip reef shark. And here we go. We were about ready to end our day, and we ran into this guy. This guy wound up being our experiment. And so what we did was I showed the whole entire thing. You see how big he is, and he's eating that coral. So what we did was we took it, and I was trying to find out, because like on the earlier cots, we weren't able to see what happens to them later. So my plan was to take this one and put a string through it and tie it off. And so what I did was I used my reel line, and I cut a piece off it, maybe like a 4-foot piece, and then I put a hole in the middle of the crown of thorns and did the X. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm getting me a piece of string, and I'm going to tie it off. And so that's exactly what we did. And then we wound up going back 2 days later to see the results. And you guys are going to see the results in just a few minutes. But this is still the process, trying to do this very carefully. And I say don't try this at home, because you can get really messed up by these things. If you've seen my previous videos, they're nothing to play with if you don't know what you're doing. So I got a hole in there, and then I had to get the string through there without getting myself poked. And that's what this process is. So I put the whole thing in here so you guys could see the entire process, and this part of it can be a little bit long, and forgive me for that, but I wanted to make sure that you guys saw the entire process. I didn't want you to think I skipped anything. So I'm feeding it through, and what I did was found a hole in the coral that I was able to wrap the line through and then tie it real good so that crown of thorns couldn't go anywhere. So someone couldn't say, well, he ran away, or he this or that, you know. But hey, maybe you have a theory. Maybe you have a theory of what happened, but hopefully you'll see what we did. You can see all those rainbow fish coming around. They love those things, man. They love to eat the stuff that's comes out from inside of those. It's pretty crazy to watch. So I've almost got it all tied up. Okay, and it's all tied up. There it is. So you guys can see it tied up. The little fish are coming around to get the guts out and eat the guts. And then look at this. This was 2 days later. The string is there. There is no crown of thorns anywhere to be seen. Where did it go? How did that happen? Well, I know my theory. My theory is it got completely eaten by fish and shrimp. See that? Look at that. There's the string. There's the string. And that's it, man. I think we got a job well done. Let's get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. Aloha. Until next time.